topic of this video today is that you may or may not believe this or may not realize it. However, relationships, and this is a PSA awareness message, and my personal perspective and my philosophical ideals and perspectives and my own personal beliefs and my opinion is that relationships are not complicated. It's not complicated whatsoever. It's what the toxicity of people or the ignorance and narrow-mindedness of people, the intolerance, the closed-minded of people that make relationships toxic. They make relationships not to be successful. So, in all my relationships and all my past and my time, there's maybe only one time in my life in my relationship before where I fucked up. But at the same time, I'm the type of person I hold myself to the highest degree of my moral compass and my integrity within my moral compass, my virtues, to correcting myself, to not making or repeating those same familiar mistakes, or to find myself in the same drowning oceans in a pool of familiar disappointments. And if I ever had a toxic trait before my past, as all of us as human beings, none of us are perfect. So at one point or another, we messed up in our life, but we find ways to counteract that. We find ways to balance ourselves. We awaken our third eye and manifest a positive, a greater future within ourselves, for ourselves, in our future. So I held myself to the highest degree of my accountability, because that's my responsibility that befalls upon me as a individual, as my own person, as a human being. And I repent for my sins every day of my life, and I ask God for forgiveness to help guide me by the universe, by the divine intelligence, to everything that I prevail in my life personally. But however, of all the women I was talking to or found myself in a relationship with, a lot of times I just found that they were truly toxic. And I'm the type of romantic at heart. I'm sure you've seen a lot of my videos prior where I talk about this a lot. But me being like brutally honest, I open lines of communication, and I always do right by the woman. And I always lavish her with like gifts, and not just gifts. It's not just materialistic things, but you're supposed to be there fundamentally for each other and build upon a foundation of trust and openness and communication. And if you're romantic at heart, if you're a Pisces like myself, you wear your heart on your sleeve. So you're supposed to pour your heart and soul into the person that you're with, that you're in a relationship with, and to be truly committed to each other, to be loyal and bring out the absolute best out of each other. You find that together you find healing within each other, to help each other grow, to succeed in life, to become a better version of yourself. But of course, with the help of one another. It's damn near impossible to achieve your state of celestial being, like your state of perfection, so to speak, because ain't none of us perfect by any means. However, you find your healing and grounding, you find your equilibrium and your balance through the love and support that you have fundamentally for each other. And honestly, I'm the type of person, like me personally, I've always opened lines of communication. I've always been point blank and brutally honest. And I've always been the type of person that sacrificed myself for ensuring the happiness of the other person above my own, because that's the type of selfless human being that I truly am. And I'm not about ghosting. I'm not about leaving people up on red or playing with people's hearts and minds and emotions. I'm not about pulling your moral compass into opposite directions, or I'm not about playing games. I'm not about wasting time. I'm not about being a hoe, or being an option, or this, that, or the other. Like I have moral standards and beliefs. I don't see a woman just for her like physical attraction or beauty. because I know how that feels like personally. Me, I know a lot of women talk about it, but me as a man, I've had one night stand where, you know, women only see me for my physical attraction, and they sleep with you one day, the next day they just completely like ghost, you know. Uh, Not that I'm terrible, but you know, it's not a very comforting subject for me to talk about, because you develop like, through you develop your like PTSD and trauma and endless cycle of like depression, because as an advocate for someone who struggles like, depression and raising awareness of like mental health, it's one of those things where like through heartbreaks and tragedies you see yourself in this drowning oceans of disappointments with human nature, with people that just fuck over your soul. I mean, it's not good. Like, why would you do that? I don't do that to other people. Like, why would you do that to other people? Type shit. And, I love date nights. I love being affectionate and passionate. I love the idea and the concept of being together with somebody to allow my existence to not be voided or feel like it was empty. I'm the type of person like I love to not be really so alone. I'm used to my entire life, 30, 40 years of being alive, of being a lone fucking wolf. I'm tired of it, so I'm just trying to find somebody right in my life. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not about playing games. I'm not about, I'm a ride or die type person. So I put myself out there to the airways, and, you know, uh, try and get to know somebody in my life, and single as fuck. So, you know, um, yeah. So there's a lot of toxic people that I dated, people who gaslight you, people who are truly only invested in themselves, and they're truly narcissistic and selfish. They have like ulterior motives and very ill will intentions, very snake tongued and venomous. People that are very serpent like, and, you know, uh, it's just a lot in my past. And, I just met nothing but fake artificial people. I met one that was a gold digger sitting there trying to lick my car and, grab up on my gold watch and my diamonds. And, it's all she can talk about, like my physical attraction, my drip, my jewelry. Like, come on, man. Like, don't be like that, bro. Don't be like that.